It's a little bit of an adjustment, but it's not that hard. It's just trying to make sure everyone's straight for real.
You're the guy who likes to have fun on the field. You told us you laugh at guys when you tackle them. As you're kind of developing into that leadership role, is there anything you do differently during the spring, to try and loosen guys up and
I'm not really sure from that standpoint. I gotta get something on. We haven't really had many opportunities to get those tackles because of certain reps, but it's just, like I said, constant improvement, demanding stuff from my guys.
Is your locker room presence, has it changed at all? Are you still just trying to be the lighthearted guy, or are you taking a more narrowed approach?
I'm still trying to be the lighthearted guy, but for me, it's more important to show it. So it's them seeing the right way to do stuff on the field and trying to pretty much emulate my game.
What's it been like working under Manny Diaz so far?
It's been great. As you can see, he's an energetic guy. He's passionate about football, and you can tell that. It's great.
What does John Sullivan bring to the room?
I would say he brings energy. You'd be surprised from a 6-year guy, but he brings energy every day. He's a fast guy. He attacks the ball. He attacks everything, and he just does everything the right way. And that's probably something big for me to see because I'm not where I need to be doing everything the right way. So having a guy like that in the room it's been amazing.
Are older guys not normally like that?
Well, normally they are, but it's like a different level with Sub. I know y'all hear from Coach Franklin, y'all hear from all the other coaches about how he handles his business and he's down there about it. I watch y'all show too. I love that. It's really good.
Good.
You mentioned I think at the end of the fall that you were surprised that Manny Diaz wasn't taller. Is there anything on the field that has sort of surprised you about him now that he's run some practices?
He's a pretty fiery guy. I kind of expected that, but it's a little like he's really big about little things, and that's what you want from your coach. You want him to be on you about everything, so you're critical about yourself.
How do you think specifically he's helped the linebackers room?
Well, he's been working specifically with that.
Yeah, like what's he been doing with you guys?
I feel like he's been emphasizing big on tackling, big on stopping the run, big on all of that, and it's just aggressiveness. So I feel like that's been the main thing to take from him. Just be aggressive in everything you do.
You guys have that camp battle at the mic. What have you seen from Tyler Alston and Kobe King so far?
I've seen great things from both of them. You can tell they're both hungry, and they both come to me as a guy. I'm trying to be a resource for both of them because at the end of the day, we're going to need both of those guys. So it's great seeing those guys develop and grow as we come in. Like Elsden, he's a guy that came in with me. I got to see his whole college growth for real, besides when he was there when I was there.
And so what's it like for you being not the old guy, but the guy with the most game reps? How do you sort of prepare them to know that it's not going to be the same on the practice field as it is on game day?
Well, we try to make it harder on the practice field. So this is where the mistakes need to be made. So if the way I say it is, if you're going to make a mistake going 100%, giving all you got, because in the game, you can't make a mistake and just stop. So it's real important to get those mistakes out here so we can be clean on Saturdays.
Who's just not getting talked about enough in the linebacker room right now?
I would say, like I said, Tyler Elsden and Kobe King. I feel like those two guys, they're going to be really big for us, and we're going to need them to step up.
What kind of comfort zone are you guys in with Manny, and how long did it take you to kind of develop a rapport with him, and what is that like now for you guys?
For me, it probably, besides when we talked a little bit before he took over, I would say it took about a week for me. Like I said, he's a very fiery guy. You can tell he knows football. You can tell he cares about football. So it's easy to go to those guys and reach out for help when you see like they're speaking what they say.
How does being fiery help you guys, do you think?
It just brings a different energy, and it brings a different type of swagger and aggressiveness that LBU is known for. Y'all know Coach Pride was the same way. So you know that type of energy is infectious.
With Sutherland bumping up, are you getting reps at the Sam and the Will? And where do they have you slotted right now?
I don't think I can talk about that,
okay.
But nice try.
Did you have to change your body at all over the offseason? Like, were there any goals that you had personally in the weight room?
Personally, I just wanted to get faster. I felt when I talk about like getting bigger in certain like weight things, I feel like that doesn't really matter. It's your heart and if you want to tackle the guy. So I just wanted to show that I'm as fast as I can be and be sideline to sideline, and because that's really been my strong suit since I've been here, and I want to improve it.
Did you feel like it got better this spring?
Definitely. Coach Losi is serious about that stuff, and I can tell my body has transformed a lot since you say since last spring, right?
Yeah,
I say since last spring. My body's transformed a lot.
Coach Franklin mentioned some verbiage changes between Coach Pry and Manny Diaz. How's that adjustment level been for you, and does that make a difference? Are you taking on some of the play calling duties this year?
It's a little bit of a change. I would say everyone on the field has pretty much a play calling objective because we like to talk, we like to communicate as a defense. So, and that's been really important for us. So I feel like that some of the stuff changing could be a problem, but as long as we're all locked in and, like I said, we get all the mistakes out in here. So that's been really important for us.
I don't think I realized until today that you guys have a 6'6" punter. Have you ever looked at special teams and gone like, what exactly is going on here?
Not at all. I mean, it's been funny. I knew him since high school, since we played Bullets. So I don't know. I think he could dominate. I think we should let him give him a shot. But I don't know. I'm gonna go with my guy again.
What have you noticed up front on the defensive line? Like how have they been effective? You got some changes from last year.
Well, it's a lot younger than last year, but that youth brings a lot of aggressiveness. Like I said, JJ, Keem coming back, that's been big for us. Kozaya, all of that. Those guys have been really big in the middle, and that's been especially big for me because I play off those guys and I fit off those guys. So it's been really important.
Does the dynamic change when guys have something to prove in the spring as opposed to having a job that they own from last year?
I would say no. Like me personally, I came in the last spring feeling like I had a chip on my shoulder trying to earn a spot, and I'm coming in this spring with the same approach, same chip on my shoulder, same aggressiveness, same doing everything I need to do. I just have more of a leadership role now.
When you have so many guys that are being asked to step up now, how much more important is spring now when you've got all the new faces that are trying to make names for themselves?
Like I said, spring is incredibly important. I felt like that point last year is real. I really made my initial mark, and I kind of took off since then. So I kind of want the younger guys to look at me as a story to follow and just take over from there.
What does Jamari Button's progression look like from last year into this year?
It's been really good. Last year, I would say he got off to a little bit of a slow start, but you can just see every day he has that daily progress, and I'm like what I'm seeing from him.
What's it been like, having Manny as a defensive coordinator? I know you probably would ask that, and just, Dan Connor, he's been a guy that's been here and done it, stuff like that. What have been like the flow of ideas for them in the room?
It's been great. I would say, especially Coach Connor, I'm always texting him, sending him film, seeing what I can do better from there. So it's been really great having those two guys.
Do you have a specific example? Maybe it's like something he's like pointed out, like in your game that
Yeah, I told you, bro. I appreciate it.
Did you know much about him as a football player here? Did you know much about him at all?
I'm gonna be honest. I heard about him from Coach Pry. Coach Pry likes to. He really went into depth with like the great guys he had, like Coach Connor. Another guy I really looked up to and talked to was Jan Johnson. Just a bunch of guys that like he has worked with, and you've seen their stories and you've seen what they've done. And why wouldn't you ask them for advice? You feel me?
Coach Brooks mentioned at Pro Day that you started watching film with him after games, and that was sort of when the switch flipped for you. Was that a big moment for you when you started following and what he was doing, and what did you learn from him as a leader?
Well, it started off as me seeing like, wow, I'm out here and I'm making plays, but I'm still kind of second guessing myself. And I see this guy, he's everywhere on the field, no second guessing. As soon as he sees something, he's there. So why wouldn't, like I said, why wouldn't I emulate that and see what he's doing to get his game better? And that probably was the biggest part of where my transition from that came from, because I would say I started doing that like halfway through the season, and that's where I kind of took off.
What have your initial impressions been of Singleton and Katron Allen?
Those two guys are going to be great. I love, like, from Singleton, I love that burst he has. He reads quick. He's just a natural runner. And Katron, that's a freight train. So you see him coming, you got to come with your best stuff. So I love those guys. They've come in, they've made a push early, and I like what I'm seeing from them.
What's your biggest goal? Like, where do you see yourself at the end of from spring ball versus where you are now?
I would say having a firm control on the defense, you know, being able to be perfect in my pre-snap stuff, be perfect in my post-snap stuff, just chasing perfection from like execution standpoint.
Thanks, Curtis.